What can happen after we indulge in pleasure? All right, that is the question for today. And that is number 37 of the 144 fractal faculties or minor aspects of the tree of life. And welcome to my channel. I'm Thomas, and I do videos on educational matters. The first unit that we're covering on this channel is the tree of life. We do the tree of life because it is a great model. It's an ancient model, but a great model for basically using as a foundation for other learning that you do. And so it's got a meaning in and of itself, but it is also a structure or a geometry, and you can use that structure to base your other lessons. And so we cover the tree of life first here. If you want to learn, just have a quick introduction to tree of life, I've got a video out there called Tree of Life, a short introduction. It's about 13 or 14 minutes. You watch that, and that should get you up to speed to watch all these other videos. Also, if you'd like to get like an index or a listing of all 144 of those minor aspects, then just click the link in the description and I'll send you out my free guide for that. Now, when we look at number 37, what we're talking about is the seventh sphere. This is in the seventh sphere, and you may recall that the seventh sphere is about the imaginary world, our imagination. It also has to do with intuition on a minor level of intuition, inspiration. It also has to do where the eighth sphere is about our logical thinking, separating things out into categories. The seventh sphere is congregative thinking, putting things together into pleasing arrangements. So it has to do with pleasure and creativity, putting them together in original arrangements. So those are some of the buzzwords of the seventh sphere: imagination, intuition, inspiration, creative spark, pleasure principle, and also our higher calling in life. At the top of the seventh sphere, we put all these different things together and come up with a plan for our higher calling for our life. Not whereas in the eighth sphere, that's mostly about being a cog in the machine, fitting into the structure that's already there. But this is about, kind of breaking the mold and doing something not as a cog in the machine, but as like the highest version of yourself. Okay, so that is a seventh sphere thing. Now, now what we do here to turn these minor aspects, the tree of life is a map of our consciousness, and it has these 12 different components to it, and what we do to fractalize the tree is to take the whole tree and then shrink it down and apply it to each one of these 12. Okay, so we're breaking down each one of the 12 into 12 separate faculties. So for the seventh sphere, I'm putting the whole tree on the seventh sphere and breaking the seventh sphere down into 12 components. Okay, 12 times 12 is 144. So that's how we get the model. So what we're talking about here is we're talking about the 10th sphere within the seventh sphere. So the 10th fractal of the seventh sphere. And you may remember that the 10th sphere is about our life force. It has to do with our survival, our instinct. This is, what we have at the very beginning of our life, when we are, not really conscious of anything, but we have a survival instinct. And that can be positive, and it also can be negative in that we can defile our life force. We can, through our own choices to defile our body, we can destroy or damage our life force. And that's kind of coming into play here with this fractal number 37, which is called ah, and then we all got fat. Okay, so stage number 37 is about instant gratification and avoiding its negative externalities. Pleasure wears off and gives way to or becomes longing for that pleasure. Trial and success. We got a pleasant little buzz, but it is fleeting and elusive, but now we want to repeat it. Youth covers up a lot of damage, but years later, we get back together, we reunite, we look back and wax all nostalgic, but somehow our retrospectives were missing all the painful memories and results, free from all the negative externalities. But when we look in the mirror, we see the bottom line, that in the end, we all got fat, we all got soft, and are at high risk for heart attacks. Pleasure is not the point of life, but neither is pain and suffering. Seek the middle way, which works out to be only minimal indulgence. Because so-called moderation is moderation is directing us to consume way too much, way too high. Aim not at the center of the zone, but all the way to the low side. Because really, the middle way is minimal. The answer is not to deny ourselves from pleasure. Asceticism is only another form of indulgence that tends toward self-righteousness and martyrdom. Instead, try the middle way. But keep in mind that the middle way is minimal, not moderate. Use this principle to successfully navigate the hazards of gluttony and asceticism. Joy and pleasure are part of life. They often come fresh and unexpectedly. Fresh pleasure, enjoy it, with no need to feel guilty. But then, as soon as it's over, after minimal indulgence, let it go and don't force the experience to repeat itself. Or else, place the pleasure into a sanctified, ritualized context to avoid morbidity. And take periodic hiatuses, periodic sabbaticals from our regular pleasures. All right, that is number 37, the 10th fractal of the 7th sphere. And that one is called ah. And then we all got fat. Okay, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Please press the like button, share, and subscribe. You can make constructive comments in the comments section. You can also click the link in the description to get my list of the 144 fractal faculties. It's kind of like a scorecard. You can keep it in front of you, so as you watch my videos, you kind of can look at other ones, cross-reference, and compare and contrast. And then you also, my address for my Cash App or Venmo are in the description if you'd like to donate to the channel. We'll be rolling out number 38 on this list coming up in the near future, certainly within the next 24 hours. And many other things are in store. for this channel once we kind of get through. I'm going to be trying to pick up the pace here a little bit. I had my internet was off for like a month. We had a lightning storm, and we had this guy that had to come out here and fix it. They had to come out several different times, and so that's kind of slowed down my progress here a little bit. But now I think we're back up to speed, and hopefully we'll be starting to roll through these a little bit quicker, and that way we'll be able to get to the other subjects sooner as well. I think the first thing that we're going to be doing is going into the reciprocal system of theory of Dewey B. Larson, along with what's called the reciprocal system 2, a kind of a revision done primarily by Dr. Bruce Perret. All right. Hope you have a great day out there. Stay tuned for more videos from me coming up soon.